I'm Dennis O'Brien and I'm a teacher in the university prep program at Ultiyurlo, and what we do is teach Aboriginal students and help them to get into mainstream university. Yeah, so my mob are Narunga from the Yorke Peninsula and also Kaurna from the Adelaide Plains. Ngai nari Dennis Kartameru O'Brien, Ngai Kaurna Narunga Miu, Marni na pudni Kaurna yarta-ana, Ngaityu yungantalya, Ngaityu yungantalya. What I've said is my name's Dennis O'Brien, I'm a Kaurna Narunga man, and I welcome you to Kaurna country. For Aboriginal students that want to come to university, we really want you here at Adelaide University. It'll take a lot of hard work, dedication, commitment. As long as you've got those values, we'll help you to do the rest. I believe whatever you're doing currently at the moment, that if you apply yourself at university, you can do anything you want to do if you put your mind to it. I truly believe that, and we want you here at the University of Adelaide.
My name's Josh Richards. I'm a student here at Adelaide University. Currently in my 4th year of a teaching degree, majoring in history. I was born in Sejuta on the west coast of South Australia, and I belong to the Gugitla Nation. After completing my degree, my plan is to move back to Port Augusta and look to work in the school. I like to see myself as a role model to Aboriginal students currently at the school. Where do I see myself in 10 years' time? Hopefully still in a classroom making a difference. University has been a great experience for me. I've had my fair share of ups and downs, but overall it's been rather rewarding. With a bit of hard work, I think anyone can get through, so people should consider university as an option. It's not hard, I did it.
I'm Michael Colbung. I teach in the School of Education within the University of Adelaide. Just like to say, we're currently looking for more Aboriginal teachers in the educational system, both in the public, the private sectors. The more Aboriginal teachers that we can have, the better. I'm in a very honoured and privileged position to be able to pass on to pre-service teachers some of the important issues around Aboriginal education and working with Aboriginal children in the classroom. I'm very honoured and privileged to be in that position. To know that my teachers, the teachers that I'm dealing with, will go out into the wider community and pass that knowledge on to the areas within where they work, or with the communities in which they're going to be working in. Obviously the flow-on effect is that these teachers, these pre-service teachers, once they go out into the workplace, they'll have all this depth of knowledge about Aboriginal culture, Aboriginal society. Teaching is a worthy profession. More importantly, teaching for me as an Aboriginal teacher, impacting on Aboriginal children's lives and impacting on non-Aboriginal children's lives has been a very special journey for me. If you want to thinking about becoming a teacher, here at the University of Adelaide, we'll support you in your student journey.
My name is Grayson Rottenmeier. I'm from the Minjungbuk community on Bunjalung land on the Tweed Heads. I'm performance coordinator at CASM, which is Centre for Aboriginal Studies in Music. 10 years ago, I had just started my teaching career at CASM, getting into the early stages of it. Didn't realise that this is exactly what I wanted to do, but things change, doors open, opportunities knock, and it's about taking those opportunities when they arrive. In 10 years' time, hopefully I'll be somewhere along the lines of chasing up my PhD. I think one of the big bonuses of working at Adelaide University is a really strong Indigenous support unit that brings our mob and integrates it within the wider mainstream sector. If you're interested in looking for a career path in music, come down to CASM, which is Centre for Aboriginal Studies in Music.
Nina Moni, Ngai Lester Kudnuitya Irabinna Rigney, Ngai Yamama, the University of Adelaide, Professor and Dean of Indigenous Education. Ngaityu yungantalya, yakanantalya.
I'm Professor Lester Irabinna Rigney and I'm the Dean of Indigenous Education here at the University of Adelaide. Part of my role is to indigenize the university and set strategy in which we can grow Aboriginal leaders, Aboriginal staff of high distinction and quality and make a difference to the lives of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander communities. The University of Adelaide is one of the best universities in the world. This is where we train leaders. We have grown Nobel Prize winners here, Oxford scholars, and so we know how to train those who are excellent leaders. University of Adelaide is committed to Indigenous education. It wants to see our people thrive. By coming here, you will be in the best hands, with the best care, in the best institution for excellence.
I'm Tammy Edwardson and I'm a lecturer at the University of Adelaide in the School of Education. My mother's Aboriginal and my dad's Greek, and my language group is Kudnuitya. So I was born over in Ceduna on the west coast of South Australia. Well, I've really enjoyed my work here at the university so far because I'm working with pre-service teachers and we're looking at really preparing them for the classroom. And also the university is situated in the cultural precinct of Adelaide, so the opportunity to do cultural research is just phenomenal. Well, I really acknowledge that we do work on the land of the Kaurna people, and when you actually start looking at what was the lifestyle here before settlement, it's quite amazing to see that their whole lifeblood was really the river torrents. And when you start researching how they lived, how they interacted with the early colonists, it's really quite an interesting area of research. I love studying so much, and there's so many interesting things that you can learn at university and so many interesting people who can teach you as well. So I would say if you have the dream, then it is definitely something you could be doing.
My name is Jenny Caruso and I'm a lecturer in the School of History and Politics here at the University of Adelaide. I'm of Eastern Aranda background. The Aranda people are from the east of Alice Springs in Central Australia. As an Eastern Aranda woman, it is important and right for me to acknowledge that we are on the land of the Kaurna people and to acknowledge that those traditions and cultures of the Kaurna people continue today very strongly and will continue into the future. I find that I'm in a very supported environment here at this university, and I find that that support comes not just from Aboriginal and Islander staff and students in the university, but also from non-Aboriginal people here in the university. That the university will provide and does provide an environment for you to be able to explore your own knowledge and to build on that knowledge in the best way possible. The most empowering tool on the planet that you can have is education. If you are able to access education in any shape or form, if you think that you would like to go on to training and development in any shape or form, whatever it be, do it. Just take one step.
Miyurna wangkanthi, Marni the pudni yarta-ana. First, I work in the older Kaurna country. I'm Lois OBrian. I'm a Kaurna elder and I go around giving welcomes to country, and I also talk to different groups about Aboriginal culture. I generally get involved with yarta-ana within the university. That's an Aboriginal education unit, and I gave them the name, and yarta-ana means sea eagle. That's my Auntie Glad's totem, and so I get involved with students when they came in and tell them a little bit about history of this area and relate to them stories that are pertinent, and so they can understand what we did in the past. The reason I got involved in the university is because I was a liaison officer in schools for 12 years, and I generally come from an Aboriginal group that was on about education, so I come from a long line of educators. I think we need Aboriginal educators in the community to talk to Aboriginal people about why they should get educated, because they've got greater choices. An old bloke said to me, "You've been through the system, help the others to go through." So you tell them the mechanics and what to avoid and what not to avoid when they're getting educated. And what you do is you give them information they can use that makes success in the education system. Because what people want to do is ridicule you and take you off what you should be there for. So you remind them, you're here to get educated, don't listen to nonsense.